What's up? We're Monster Kid Media. Tonight we are going to take a deep dive into one of Mike's favorite childhood movie, the cult classic 1987, The Monster Squad. Actually, is it a cult? Oh,
Ooh.
look at you.
Oh, this guy. Uh,
Is it a cult movie?
is it a cult classic? Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
think it's a cult movie.
Okay. And what constitutes as a cult classic? So I watched that documentary that's on Tubi right now, The Wolfman Has Nards,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
it starts off saying this is a cult classic movie. And then they tried to kind of define what it was. Um, I don't know if I consider it a cult classic movie.
The my definition of a cult movie like that is ones that come out and don't have anything. It's a select few that really get the movie and are into it, but then like years down the road it picks up and it's huge later on.
Mhm.
That's how I consider a cult movie, and this movie was definitely that.
All right.
I agree with you on that. That's how I would define it. I would define it as when it came out, it wasn't really commercially successful. It wasn't really hugely well received, but it's something that it's a movie that stands the test of time because it is good and it was wrongly viewed, I guess, when it first came out.
So when this movie came out in 1987, um, I heard that it was kind of overshadowed by the Lost Boys.
Mhm.
And if you would have asked me as a kid, the Monster Squad or the Lost Boys, I was definitely Team Lost Boys.
I was Lost Boys too.
Where, Mike, you love this movie.
I can't lie. I mean, Lost
I,
Boys,
I love this movie.
Okay.
This is one of my favorite. This might be one of my favorite movies of all time. I have so much nostalgia for this movie.
awesome.
Okay, that's perfect. So you're gonna have to carry this episode because
Ah,
the,
dude, I told you, people don't want to listen to me,
no,
but
Yeah, they
people
do.
people want to listen to people don't want to listen to any of us. That's why
that's true. All right, that's fair.
why only 2% make it to the end of these films. Um,
They've
I
already shut off.
I have to um I have to admit to something right now, and Mike knows what I'm gonna say. I
Mhm.
never watched this movie as a kid, ever. I might have seen like bits and pieces of it, but it wasn't until what, maybe 5 years ago. Mike's like,
Not even,
we gotta watch
not
this.
even that. It
Yeah,
was like 2 years ago.
Oh,
he came
It was
wow.
like two
over.
or three.
I think it was streaming on something, and I sat down and we watched it, and it was like the first time I'd watched it all the way through. So my nostalgic connection is not there, and I feel like I'm gonna be worthless in this episode, more worthless than normal. Um, but I think back to like 1987, the films that I was really into were like the Nightmare on Elm Street films, Friday the 13th, Halloween. Um, so I didn't, and I didn't have, I guess this ran on HBO, right? When
Yeah,
it
yep.
was, so
And that's where I saw it.
I didn't have HBO when I was little,
Mhm.
so that may have played a part in it as well. But um, yeah, I'm gonna apologize right now to everyone for sucking during this episode.
Man,
You're not, there's a lot of people like that with this movie, though. Like, my wife, she's loved like all those, like the Goonies and Lost Boys and all that. This movie was right up her alley. And the same thing like with you. She never seen it until I brought it in and was like, hey, we had a family night one night and watched it. And she was amazed. She's like, how did I never see this movie? How did I never hear of it? But it was hard to get a hold of though for a long time.
yeah, yeah. I mean, so you said Lost Boys, but I mean, I think I didn't write them all down, but I think Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3 came out that year. Another Jason came out. I don't know if it was 7 or 8 came out that year.
Um, Seven
Maybe
came out
seven.
in 1988.
Oh,
I think
okay.
part six came out in 86.
Oh, okay. So maybe
So it would have
I
been right in between part six and seven.
I think what might have hurt this movie is that people really didn't know exactly what to think of it. Like if it was, is it a horror movie? Is it a kids movie? What is it? And I think that that might have been its downfall.
I can tell you right now that's accurate because the whole reason I don't think I ever went back to watch it is because
Mhm.
I thought it's just a kids movie. Stevie and I were briefly talking. We didn't want to talk too much um, outside of the episode, but I'm like, I'm gonna suck at this because I don't know if I have a lot to add. Back back in that time and growing up in that time, my monsters, like I said, were Freddy, Michael, Jason, Leatherface.
Yeah.
And that's who I looked at as like monsters. Dracula, Frankenstein, Creature, Wolfman, they were all old and they were still cool, but they weren't my monsters. You know what I mean? So I don't have that nostalgic connection to them.
Yeah.
Now that I'm older and I've grown and matured as a monster kid throughout my life, I definitely have a respect for those monsters. Um, but when it comes to the Monster Squad monsters,
Hmm.
I have a perception of them that may not be a popular opinion. Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm not, and I'm no way trying to shit on this movie or the special effects, the makeup guys. They did an incredible job with the monster, the creature specifically. I know that they had to veer away from the original
Gilman.
Gilman. Sorry,
Yeah.
I apologize, Mr. Gill. But they had to kind of veer away
Yeah.
from the original designs to avoid any type of lawsuits. So I understand that. But they look to me like monsters that would have been in like Reese's Cup commercials. You know what I mean? And I'm not like shitting.
Man. All right. Well, let's get started.
Yeah, okay.
Let's get started because I a billion percent disagree with you. So
All right. Perfect. So, let's jump into the film.
okay. Um,
Mike,
Should we
I
talk
mean,
about the director first, though?
wait, talk about the what?
The director first, what he
Well,
did?
yeah, of course, of course. That's the first thing I've got here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fred Decker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Stevie.
And I mean, Matt loves his other movie, you know, and I see where it, you know, comes into play because both movies have like the same effects and the same type of
You talking about
funny
Night of the
kind
Creeps?
of freaks. Yeah. Yeah, that movie was phenomenal. I love that
Yeah.
movie. And then was it the other guy, the writer, like wasn't he like work on Lethal Weapon or something?
Yeah, so they had just finished Lethal Weapon. And in fact, the Lethal Weapon house, and this is one of the things that I had, but like where their house is, the Lethal Weapon house is like right across the street, like of where everything kind of took place of their main house. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Do you see it in
Um,
the film?
That's awesome.
I don't know. I You might because it's all right there, but it was never really pointed out. They did point out a couple other houses that are in there. You see like the Gremlins, the Growing Pains house.
Really?
Um,
Oh
yeah.
geez.
Well, so I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to get into right now because we're kind of jumping around. But that whole last scene, the whole final act. But we'll get into that. So when we
All
get
right.
to the final act, I'll talk about that. But the director in Night of the Creeps, he put in Night of the Creeps the Monster Squad on. It's written on the wall in the bathroom in that movie.
I don't know if I ever noticed
Yeah,
that.
it's a
Oh,
little
I never
Easter egg.
caught that.
Yeah. He also did one of my other
That's all.
favorite movies growing up, and I don't know. It's one of those things where I saw House 2 before I saw House, but he did both those movies as well, and I like those movies a lot too.
I loved
I
looking
knew he
at the
did House
cover.
too. I didn't know he did.
What's up?
Go ahead, Stevie.
I was just saying I knew he did House too, but I didn't know he did another one also.
Mhm.
He did the original one and part two.
I mean, if I'm wrong, but it seemed to me that he did both of them. Yeah.
Awesome. I love looking at the covers of those in the movie theater or in the movie store with like the hand
Oh yeah,
going
with
to
the
the
hand.
doorbell.
Hmm.
It always made me want to
Yeah,
rent
for
those
sure.
again, but I never really I rented them like once and I may have been like too young to understand. I started watching horror movies probably way too young, but like for me a serial killer walking through a neighborhood or walking through a camp or like a dream demon, I understood that, but like a movie like House where it was broken up into different stories or whatever, it was hard for me to wrap my head around when I was a
Yeah.
kid. So I think I maybe have rented out that movie once when I was a kid, and I was like, I'll go back to Halloween. But Mike, take charge, take lead of this episode. Where are we gonna start? You want to start at the very beginning?
Of course. Yeah, we got to do some semblance of organization, right? So, but okay, so the very beginning of this movie, see, I think it starts off right away with a different feel. I think that people want to go see this movie as soon as this movie starts out that they're going to be surprised because it starts off with that music and it's already really dark, right? And it's going through that graveyard and and it's panning through the graveyard and then it you get a visual of Dracula's castle in the background, which is like apparently it's like a painting. They were going to do some kind of a model, but um they didn't. They it's like a big painting or whatever. And then they go into this crypt and it's awesome, man. Like the lighting, they have like this little hand coming out of a coffin. You got spiders, and in fact, um, one really cool thing about this movie that is throughout the movie is that he really pays homage to a lot of the Universal Hammer movies, Monster Hammer movies. So in that crypt, he has armadillos because armadillos were in the original Dracula movie,
Mm-hmm.
and so he purposely put armadillos in there. And so this very first scene, we're immediately introduced to Dracula, um, and the way they do it. So the effects guy, the makeup effects guy that they had, his name's Stan Winston,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't really know much about who he was. Do you guys know Stan Winston really?
He's pretty big in the
Yeah,
specialist.
I mean, yeah, yeah. So
I don't
he's
know he's part.
done he's done animatronics and he created the Terminator 2, the machines. He created the xenomorphs in Alien. He created dinosaurs in Jurassic Park. He was hands-on for the Predator. And in Edward Scissorhands, he basically created the Scissorhands in Edward Scissorhands. And I mean, he's done tons more. But I think what right away what makes this movie great is that you have a guy like that doing it, right? So right away you have the chops of somebody that knows what they're doing and isn't going to make these things look cheesy. And so immediately you have the bat and it shows the changing how he changes into Dracula. And I'm going to say it right now, this is my Dracula. He's my Dracula.
Wow.
I think he's amazing. He's
That's
my
crazy
Dracula.
to me.
He's my Dracula.
That's crazy.
And I'm not and listen, I'm not the only one. In my research, I saw that like they ranked like the monsters and he's right up there. He's up there
Really?
high on like lists. I forget his name. Um, it's here somewhere, but yeah. So
Wow.
anyway, he did such an amazing job.
Um, who are they gonna have play him instead?
Liam Neeson.
That's it. Yeah, a young
Liam
Liam
Neeson.
Neeson. And he actually did shoot a a scene in the movie as Dracula, but it got cut out from what I understand.
Yeah,
But he still
yeah.
got paid.
He got paid. Yeah, he got paid.
That was an easy paycheck,
Man, I don't know.
which is awesome.
I completely respect your your opinion on this Dracula, but Bela Lugosi for me is my Dracula.
That's fine.
You know,
This is the first Dracula
Okay.
I remember seeing
so
as a
it's
kid.
this is very nostalgic for you.
Yeah.
All right.
So, all right. So, um, now the original beginning. So we see Van Helsing, and the original beginning, they had this grand thing where they were going to bring in Zeppelin airplanes, and they were going to have like a giant group of soldiers come in to get Dracula, but they realized like it was going to cost them more than the whole movie costs, so they cut it. And so what we ended up getting was, which I think is awesome. And I again, this had to be jarring if a parent brought their kid to this movie, right? You cut to this dilapidated castle, like this big room, another great set, and they open up the door and there's a female vampire eating an armadillo or a possum or whatever,
Yeah.
and it's like, I mean, it's graphic and it's great, but you have to think if this was penned as a family movie or a kids, like, it's not
80s movies
happening.
were different. 80s movies were
Yeah,
different,
I
though.
agree. Yep, I agree with that.
You get PG
Um,
movies that have boobs and
yeah.
cussing, you know. But yeah, I agree though. It does open up pretty dark and violent.
So they go in, and you're kind of introduced to, you see Van Helsing. He does something with the amulet. They bring in the Jin, and she does the chant. The amulet turns into a big void black hole. And here's another part where zombies start to come out of the ground, and they look great because more practical effects. And again, that's why movies like this stand up the test of time, because of the practical effects. They look great. Um, and then everything's getting pulled in and that kind of thing, and everything, and then it reaches a crescendo, and then it stops, and we come to present day, right?
I
And now we're
absolutely
at
love the
the
practical
school.
effects in the movie. I mean, it makes the movie for me. I'm so glad that this movie came out at this time, at a time of practical effects, and not, 10 years, 15 years later when they were just like starting to put CGI in. I would have absolutely hated that. I would have hated this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it'd been terrible.
Mhm.
It
I
like I
agree.
said, that they spent the money where it needed to be spent, kind of like what Carpenter did with Halloween. You spend the money where it needs to be spent. Um, and all the kids in this movie were great. They all, they were all great
Oh
actors.
yeah.
They all did a great job of what they were supposed to do. Um,
One kid
and I
reminds
guess the guy that played Van Helsing, he was even like a well-known British actor at the time that he just happened to get.
I never saw him in anything. The one kid reminds me of the kid in Sleepaway Camp. Do you know who I'm talking
Which
about?
one? Which
Uh,
one?
the cousin, not the cousin, but the cousin's friend who wants to take Angela down to the waterfront at the end.
Paul, was his name Paul?
I think his name was Paul. He's got like that nerdy kind of look to him. Yeah, I had to look it up. I thought it was the same kid, but it's not him.
Which kid
Um,
in Monsters Island?
yeah, not the main kid, but um,
Is it Patrick, his friend?
is his friend. Yeah.
Okay, that makes
Oh, the
sense.
kid with the skateboard.
Say it again.
The kid that walks around the Vision skateboard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. The shirt you're wearing, kid.
Not let
Doesn't he
me
wear Hawaiian shirts too?
Mike. He does. He wears so he wears shirts that have like stuff on them, and so does Horace. But yeah, he likes to wear the shirts over the t-shirt for sure.
so
The kid. Sorry.
I was just gonna ask where do we go from here?
So we're at the school, and now we're introduced to Sean. Uh, we're introduced to Sean and Patrick. They're in the principal's office, and they make like a spider with a human head, that kind of thing. And the principal is making jokes, and he's like, science is real, monsters are not. And they're like, we don't know that. And that's where we see the Stephen King rules shirt for the first time. And then so I know I talk about this kind of every time, but I love having the subtitles on, because watching this movie as a kid, there's a lot of parts in this movie I don't understand what they're saying. And one of the part, this one in particular, where Patrick is talking and they're talking about the teacher that looks like a cat, and talking about
Was.
how like they call her Meow Mix, and she does look like a cat. They made her look like a cat, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I did the same thing, and I turned the captions on in this film, and I think I'm gonna keep doing it because you're 100% right. You pick things up that usually just kind of flow in and out.
Yeah. And this movie had a couple of them. So apparently, when they left the principal's office and they were headed down the hall, Dustin Diamond, the Screech man himself, was supposed to like interrupt them and try to trade them baseball cards or something. And they just realized it didn't make sense within the context of the film. So we could have had a Screech cameo, but we didn't.
That actually would have been kind of cool. It might
Yeah.
have derailed
Yeah.
a little bit, but
Yep.
I do like the kids in this movie. Like it does remind me
Yeah.
of when I was a kid hanging out with my friends. They did do a
Mhm.
really good job at that. Because every time I watch it, it like makes me think of like my next door neighbors and stuff when I was a little kid, in middle school or whatever, just hanging out in the neighborhood, They definitely got that down perfect in
Yep.
this movie.
so do you guys think that
Oh, they did. They did.
the dialogue that they have written for them? See, having watched this movie just a couple years ago, um, I can't connect with the dialogue. But do you think that the dialogue was true to how we would speak when we were kids?
Yeah.
You think so?
I think so.
You butt
Absolutely.
liquor.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago. I don't really remember.
Like
Uh,
how he's like in one part he calls his friend butt liquor and he's like something like I know you are or something like yeah, that totally is something I would have said
Oh,
or
that's
whatever.
yeah. Yeah. Or like how they like do little jabs and then like he hangs up on him on the walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the things that again, that's another thing that I love about this movie. Those little things that make them kids that and I'll talk about it, but they're in this serious situation, but they're kids, so you still don't understand the gravity of the situation
Yeah.
as much as you probably realize. Like you have moments of clarity, but you don't realize really how
What that
serious it is because you're a kid.
yeah. Not everyone was a kid like you, Matt, like how you are now, dropping F-bombs at the age of 5.
I listen. I was a good kid. I didn't say fuck until uh I don't
Oh,
know,
there it is.
middle school,
Well, this was middle school kids.
right? Maybe I don't know. Like I tried not to cuss when I was a kid.
You tried. You
Yeah,
tried.
I was probably a big fan of like shit. You
Maybe.
I totally talk like these kids, for sure.
Oh,
know?
Even with I'm not gonna say it so I don't, get anyone in trouble or anything, but even like when the kid from Wonder Years, called him, "What'd you say? What'd you
yeah.
say?"
Yep.
Totally dropped that
Yeah.
word.
Because back then, it wasn't a big deal. You didn't mean it, and then yeah. Yep. Which we're to that part now, right? So we meet Horace
Yeah,
and EJ, who's the kid from Wonder Years. Um, he walks up to Horace, and they do the typical 80s. They're making fun of the kid. They call him Fat Kid, and he's eating a Snickers. They hit it out of his hand, and they step on it. And again, another part I love about this movie, man. I mean, this movie, I like the pace of this movie, honestly. I feel like everything matters. And the way they introduce the characters, you immediately like them. You know, there's a lot of movies where you watch and you just don't feel a connection to the characters. And the way they they get you to connect to these characters immediately is awesome. You know, you immediately feel like them. Like you immediately feel for Horace, but then you see Rudy come in, and Rudy comes in on his bicycle.
Banana seat. What do they call those? Banana shaped
And
seat,
he's
whatever.
wearing penny loafers,
Yep.
like to match on his penny loafers, smoking
Smoking a
his cigarette,
cigarette,
glasses come down.
glasses. So
What are you,
cool. He was so cool.
what are you picking on my friend Horace?
Um, so you were talking about the flow of this movie. Would you know, do you have a runtime for this? Because I watched it the
What?
other day and I'm like, all right, I got to sit through this movie again. And when I watched it for the episode, it flowed very well and it seemed like it went pretty quick. And I don't know if it's just a shorter runtime for this film, but you're
It's
right.
90 minutes.
So an hour and a half, that's pretty average. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
but you're right. Like as soon as you jump in, you start liking those characters, and you kind of when I watch a movie, I typically will gravitate towards one of the characters. You know, that's the main
Mm-hmm.
protagonist. Um, I I don't know that I did that with this film. I just kind of liked the group as a whole for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
The main kid, what's the main kid's name? Sean.
Sean.
Um, I I I don't know. He seemed like kind of a little pompous little dick, but I would still probably hang out with him.
Well, his
You know what
dad's a
I mean?
cop, so he's gonna be that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. So
You know?
I don't know. I
And
like
I mean, he's the leader of the whole thing. Like he's the de facto leader, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
but I still like the kid, even though he has like that. You know what I mean?
Oh
I'm,
yeah, and we, like you said, we have friends like that. It's like our crew, hanging out. You have
Rudy,
that one that's the pompous. You have the one that's a pain in the butt, the nerdy one.
wait, which one am I?
Uh, I don't know. You're the
Come on,
Italian one.
Stevie.
You're the
Come on,
Italian
Stevie.
one. You're Rudy. You're totally Rudy. You
No.
come
See,
in all cool, but on a bicycle.
I've never smoked a cigarette in my life. I can't be Rudy.
Well, you don't have to. That has
But
nothing to do with being Rudy.
but I will fuck somebody up if they're messing with you. I'll make them eat that Snickers bar.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
would. Yes.
Yeah. And that was the thing that was great about that, because these movies usually make you wait for that payoff, right? You know it's going to come where the bully's going to get theirs, but like he gets it right away,
Yeah.
and it's awesome.
It is.
And it's like, oh, all right,
I love Wayne from the Wonder Years.
yeah,
He plays such a jerk kid. And he was in Back to the Future. What's a rerun?
yeah,
Yeah,
Um,
that's right. He was in Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
yeah,
so
yeah.
you were talking about well, we were all talking about the dialogue in this movie, and when he's talking to Horace and he's saying, "Oh, hey, fat kid," and then he drops the, yeah, I don't even want to say it right now, but like back in the day,
Well, Stevie,
huh?
that's what Stevie was saying earlier. Back in the day, the F word, the other F word,
Bundle of Sticks.
Hey, yeah. What'd you say,
bundle of
bundle of
sticks.
six? What'd you say, bundle of six? So,
Yeah.
I
What you say, bundle of sticks?
like, uh, I don't know. Things meant different things back then. You know
Yep.
what I mean? And there was, I don't know. So when I watched it, I can't imagine watching it with like people now. But when I watched it, I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
Uh-huh.
I wonder if like you watched it with kids that are like in their 20s, or teenagers, would they be like, you know, what
Right.
did he really say that? Like, I don't know. I'm not saying go around and call people the,
Would hit them more than a curse word, than the curse
yeah.
bundle of sticks. But
Yeah. I'm not saying go
no,
around.
it was a
I'm not saying go around and call people that.
you keep yeah
You keep freezing up
you
too.
keep freezing.
That's all right. It'll work out in the end.
Yeah, I've been
All right,
noticing Matt.
all right. Matt's got a lot of great facial expressions when
Yeah,
he
he does.
freezes.
Yeah, he does.
All right, so Rudy's kind of the badass.
Looking like a bundle of sticks.
Did it freeze up here? Did that freeze
Yeah.
up? All right, so Rudy's a badass, and
We're off the rails.
he sticks up for Fat Kid, and he makes the
Yep.
dickhead kid eat the Snickers bar.
Yep.
Yep.
Wayne from the Wonder Years eat the Snickers bar, and then you're instantly like, I love Rudy.
Yep. Yeah. Like Rudy could have been the bully, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like he could have played the bully guy, but I love the way that they did it where he immediately comes in and he doesn't care. So
No,
no, that's good.
fuck these kids. That's
Yeah.
what he said when he wrote.
Right.
So then,
All right. So now,
you go
oh,
ahead.
go ahead. No, no, please go ahead because I want you to.
Well, so now it's like, oh, do you like monsters, Rudy? Right? That was the next
Well,
part.
well, kind of. So they're walking home,
Mhm.
and if you watch the movie, it's really funny. So it's supposed to be Sean, Patrick, and Phoebe. And what's funny is that like Sean and Patrick are walking together, and you see Phoebe coming up the other sidewalk, like they weren't all walking together. Like she was just like 4 or 5 year old just walking by herself, catching up to him. But we see scary German guy's house. They
Mhm.
talk about scary German guy,
Yeah.
and they do start talking about uh, Rudy. So Horace like catches up, is running up, catches up to him, and tells him like Rudy should be in the club. And this is where my subtitles came into play because they were talking about Rudy, and Phoebe goes, "I heard he killed his dad," which is something I never realized she said. He's like this. He's in junior high. He's this mystery guy, right? But yeah. So they're in front of scary German guy's house, kind of talking, and they finally go. They're gonna go vote, or they're gonna go with him, and she sees scary German guy look out the window, and she takes off. Phoebe takes off with him. Um, and unfortunately, so that house, I guess, was torn down in 2014 or something like that. So it's not there anymore. Some plain
No,
Jane house is there now.
you're talking about the main house?
The scary German guy house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which we never really learned his name.
No, we don't.
His name's always scary German guy.
Yeah.
It's like that in the credits too. It's
Yeah, I
scary
think
German.
so. Yeah.
So they want him in. They want him in the club.
They
They
want him
got
in the club. But before we get to that, so and again, they move the plot forward, right? So now we go into the plane. And the plane is carrying a bunch of dead bodies from overseas, right? And in fact, they called the plane, and I have it in my notes here. They
I was
called the
just gonna
plane
ask you if you have
something.
that.
What's up?
I was just gonna ask you if you had that in your notes.
Yeah, they called it Browning, which was named after Tom Browning, who's the director of the original Dracula.
Mhm.
So that's another little homage that they did.
Who's flying that
But
airplane?
That who was that guy's name? But he was it Cheers? Didn't he play like
No,
was he
that's
in The Sopranos?
Richie Aprile.
he was in
Yeah.
Sopranos also, but I thought he was Carla's husband or something in Cheers.
Oh gosh,
He's
I
been in
don't.
a few things. He's been in a few things.
But yeah,
Like I remember him from Sopranos.
Yep, he plays a great role.
yeah,
Yeah.
But I'm
But
sorry.
that's what I'm saying. Like these two guys that are, I mean, it's a small part in it, but they got good people for every part of the movie, no matter how small it was.
Mhm.
yeah.
Um, and so they hear something in the back. They go in the back, and then it goes over. And for lack, I'm not going to keep saying Frankenstein's monster. I'm just going to call him Frankie because they call him Frankie in the movie. So I'm just going to call him Frankie. But they go over, they see the Frankenstein box. You realize like, oh, okay. And then all of a sudden you see the bat, and then you see Dracula does and I didn't realize this as a kid. It didn't really um connect for me that when he opened it and the thing went down, it went in. That's when it went into the swamp and that kind of thing. I as a kid, you just, I don't know, certain things you just don't make a connection to. There was a lot of things in this movie that I didn't make a
There were
connection to as a kid that I
there
did
were
when I
three
saw it.
things in that plane part that kind of threw me off. Like, all right, so the guy goes in the back and sees the coffin. First off, he sees like a rat running around. When do you see a
Right,
rat running around on a plane like that? And then a
right,
bat flying around inside of a plane doesn't even bother him. And when
right.
does Dracula hang out in the daytime?
That was what I didn't understand. I I looked over the rat. Maybe he was in one of the boxes. The bat, it's Dracula. But this motherfucker drops out of the airplane close to this. I mean, you're up in the airplane. You're closer to the sun. I don't understand. You're Dracula. You need to be in the dark.
Yeah.
He's the strongest Dracula ever.
Ruin the movie for me. It's so unrealistic.
I hate it when horror movies aren't realistic.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
I hate it. Steve really hates it.
Yeah,
Steve just
yeah. I'm sorry, those are just three things that stood out to me in that scene. I was like, wow, the rat thing, I get that. It could have been in one of the cases and came out, possibly, but I was just at that scene, I was
yeah,
like, wait a
how the
minute.
bat, he was like, oh, and then didn't even like,
Yeah,
like,
didn't even bother him.
yeah.
He's just like, whatever. Where
I'll,
you at? I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna let that slide. I'm gonna let that slide.
Right on, right on.
So he opens it up, thing falls down into the water or whatever, and then you see the bat. He gets down there. He's crying. The bat's crying because Frankie's in the swamp. And then we cut, and this is another thing as a kid, it didn't click for me. You see Dracula's hanging on a tree, so his cape is on the tree, and then it pans over. So that didn't click with me as a kid. But then you see the coolest treehouse I've ever seen in my life.
The thing
Yeah,
is
that is cool
huge.
treehouse.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's so
Weird Z-shaped looking
yeah,
thing. Um,
it's amazing.
it's weird that you brought that up because when I saw it, it's like I'm already looking at the outside and then the inside, and it's like, how could I build this? How could I build this
Yeah,
in the house? And would you guys hang out?
Heck yeah.
hell yeah,
Yeah.
That'd
yeah.
be awesome.
I love the little the window, like the lookout window that Rudy's
I
just
bet you did.
enamored with because it's like facing the girl's window.
Yep.
It's cool.
Frankie's enamored with it too.
I love everything about that. The inside, they did such a good job designing that. It looks like they used like old maybe van or truck seats at like bench seats as the furniture inside.
Love the
Yep, yep.
decorations. They have the zombie poster in there, Lucio Fulci zombie.
Mhm.
All
I
cheap.
have that
Yeah,
poster in
yeah.
my kitchen. I love that poster, that movie. And Return of Living Dead poster.
That, the Return of the Living Dead poster. Yeah, yeah. Um,
Awesome.
we need to talk about like video cassette covers that you remember as a kid. I remember that one
Oh,
clearly.
Return of Living Dead or Fulci Zombie?
Fulci's the zombie one. I remember
Oh,
that. That one sticks out in my head. There's a couple. That is definitely one of them that sticks out in
that,
my head.
that's a good picture.
Yeah,
Good
that's
Meg and I.
yeah. You know what you're getting into.
Yeah, buddy.
You
So
know
the,
that's not a family film. Our family film.
so the set design for that was awesome. I thought they did a great job with the treehouse. Then
Yeah.
they get inside the treehouse, and you all like when the movie is in there, you feel like you're in the treehouse with them. The way they shot it, the way they're kind of looking around or panning the camera around, it makes you feel like you're part of the Monster Squad, and you're kind
Yeah.
of looking at Rudy's kind of sitting up on the overlook, and I don't, it's very, very cool the way
Yeah.
they, it feels very comfortable. But this is where they were like, "Hey, Rudy, what do you think about monsters? Do you want to be in the Monster Squad?" And he's like, "Well, what do I have to do?" And then they start hitting him with questions.
Yeah.
How do you? What is it? What are the two ways to kill a? They asked, "How do you kill a vampire?"
Yeah.
Stake through the heart.
Right. Yep.
And then they asked, "What are the two ways to kill the werewolf?"
Yep.
Yeah.
And he said, "Silver bullet."
Yeah.
And then they started like going off on different ways to kill the werewolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they make fun. They go, oh, that's the only way, silver bullet. They're like, nope. He's like, well, what's the other way? Uh,
And
and it's funny because it was foreshadowing, right? They basically said what happens at the end of the movie when they're talking about things that they do.
mhm. Yeah,
And spoiler, it doesn't work.
Yeah. And they call it out too.
he comes back.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
So so basically they let him in. Now Rudy's part of the Monster Squad.
Well, he doesn't know because they get called for dinner, and because Phoebe comes up, and this is another one of those parts that it happened so fast as a kid. I was like, "What did they just say?" Because she comes up, she's like, "Mom says you got to let me in the club, or else it's prescription." And
Yeah.
he's like, "It's discrimination, jerkoid. Prescription's drugs, but you're wrong if you think you're getting in here." And I was like, "What did they just say?"
Yeah, you know what? Even with the subtitles on, they say it so
Mhm.
fast.
Yes.
It's it's like I don't wouldn't yeah.
Yeah.
He's got on the door, no girls allowed.
Mhm.
So I kind of hate how they snub Phoebe through the whole movie. And
Phoebe's
so
annoying.
But yeah, they do. But I mean, that's you don't like how they do that, or
I feel bad for her.
well, yeah, but that's typical of
It's true. That's
it's
true.
typical.
So then they get called to.
Um,
He's like, "Well, so am I in or not or what?"
yeah. So they leave and they go to dinner, and then so this is when Sean goes in, and Mom's like, "Yeah, I picked it. I picked up this thing for you, and it's Van Helsing's diary."
Hmm.
He's like, "Oh shit!" It's like, and then he realizes that it's in German, so he can't read it.
And the mom was
Uh,
from Lethal Weapon. I don't know.
Mom was also in Goonies too.
Yep. She was the mom of Goonies. Yep.
In Goonies, yeah.
But she was in Lethal Weapon, right?
She was the psychiatrist or whatever, therapist in that.
Mm-hmm.
And I know she's been in more, but those two stand out to me.
Yeah. Um,
This part, when
so
Sean's at
again, what
sorry. So when
what's up?
Sean's at home, it kind of builds up the relationship that he has with his mom and his dad, and kind of shows that how his dad's street cop and how he interacts with or how they interact with each other. And I feel like that's kind of a not super important, but it is kind of important in the development of this movie. And then when towards the climax of the film, how the dad has to step in and listen to his kid that he's been
Yeah.
talking about monsters. So go ahead from where we were.
Well, no, I was just gonna say, again, what makes this movie great is that it does these little cuts to move the movie ahead, and it doesn't dwell on them. So as that's happening, so in between him realizing about the diary and then him going up and talking to his dad, they do a little cut scene of Dracula, and we get to see the hearse with the skull, and he gets out and he's like, "Let it begin," and then the lightning and stuff, and then you get to see the really cool effect of a skull. His head turns into a skull, and
Yeah.
he did that as an homage to Exorcist. Like he said, that's why he did it. So he did as a homage to that he does that effect in Exorcist. So he wanted to do something like that, like a really quick thing where people were like, "Did I just see what I saw?" kind of thing.
That's cool. I
Um,
always wondered why they did that. That I didn't know that. That's awesome.
that's why he did it. Yeah. Um, so then you see him talk with his dad, and it's a like you said, it's a the way they introduce the characters is awesome. It's like you obviously see his dad is kind of like the stressed out cop. He's smoking in the, another thing that, you're not typically going to see now. Like he's smoking a cigarette in his bedroom in front of his kid. He's asking to go see Groundhog Day 17 or whatever. And he's like, "Can I go?" He's like, "No, you got to watch your sister." And, "Can I have $5 anyway?" He's like, "Yeah, sure. Why not?" Like, and you just see that the dad is just like beaten down. Like, you feel how tired he is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then you realize like it's not just that, it's that it's stuff going on with him and his wife. It's a whole lot of stuff going on with him, and he's able to convey that in what, like a minute. Like, I don't know how long that scene is, but it's great. that's
Yeah.
that's that's amazing to be able to convey all that right away. Like, okay. But you can also see that he really cares about Sean, right? That he cares about him and he wants him. He's a present dad, but he's stressed out at the same time. um and I like that.
And not to
What?
jump ahead, but I don't think it's a very important scene. But when Sean's on the roof and the dad comes and sits on the roof with him, and I
Yep.
think he brings him food or what, that kind of shows, what kind of dad he is.
Yeah.
He's
Yep.
hardworking, but he is beat down, but he does everything he can to be present for his kid.
Yep. Which, by the way, as a kid, I thought that was the coolest thing ever. That he got
Oh,
to sit up on his roof
I would have
and
loved.
watch a drive-in movie. I mean, my goodness,
I
that's
would have
that's it.
house.
Eating some Burger King, watching a drive-in movie. Are you serious,
Heck yeah.
Be awesome.
Was the
man?
dad? I know the dad was in Graveyard Shift. Stephen
Mhm.
King's Graveyard Shift. Was he in Night of the Creeps also?
I don't recognize him from being in Night of the Creeps, but that doesn't mean he wasn't in there.
All
I'm not
right.
sure. I didn't look up. I didn't look up anything that he was in.
Okay. I know he was in Graveyard Shift. That's the only thing that really stands out. But for some reason, I thought he had a small part in Night of the Creeps also. But
But again, he's another great actor. I mean, just
yeah.
the performance that he gives. Um, so after he talks to Sean, we cut to the police station. It's crazy Uncle Rico, little Napoleon Dynamite. Um, that guy, it's like, "I'm a werewolf, lock me up." He's just going nuts. And
Hold
Yeah.
then he
on,
just starts,
is that Uncle Rico?
"That's Uncle Rico."
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Looks
okay.
a lot
Yep.
different, but
Yeah, he's,
So
he's, he's a little younger.
now that you say it, it's like, oh yeah, I guess like he does look like him.
Yeah.
Please, you got to lock me up. I'm gonna turn into a werewolf, and they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
You got to lock me. And then the dude shoots him. And I guess that was a shot from Night of the Creeps also, the triple shot. Um, where when the guy comes out and he shoots 3 times, and he said that was a shot that he did in Night of the Creeps, I guess.
Hmm.
hmm,
I don't remember. Um, but I mean, he would know.
Yeah, if
yeah.
he said it,
Oh,
he must have done it.
Um,
So,
and then,
so
oh, go ahead.
the shots don't kill him because he's a werewolf, and
Right. Well,
that's not
what's
one of
up?
the ways that you can kill him. There's got to be a silver
No.
bullet.
Yeah. So the guy shoots him. They presume he's dead, right? So during this time, uh, what's his name? I wish I would have got the dad's. I wish I would have got his Dell. I think his name's Dell. His partner calls him. It's like, you gotta come down here. A mummy's gone, and he was supposed to go to couples therapy with his wife, and he's like, I gotta go.
Oh,
He's
I
like,
got
you
so
knew,
mad at his wife at that too. Like, how is she gonna get
yeah,
mad for going out to his job?
yep. And she got and that's probably the one thing I don't like about this movie. I feel like that whole subplot wasn't needed. I don't know. It was kind of just shoehorned in, maybe to make him more stressed out, but there was really no reason for it. So maybe
Yeah.
just to take up screen time. I don't know. Um, so then, yeah, he gets the call from his partner, and then they're in the museum, and they do another call out to Night of the Creeps. What is it? 2,000-year-old, 20,000-year-old dead guys don't just get up and walk, or 2,000-year-old dead guys, and then they immediately cut. They immediately cut to the mummy walking. There's a
I
lot of really cool.
want to go back to the special effects. I'm gonna say The Mummy was probably my um favorite makeup done in the film. They did
Okay,
an awesome job.
the mummy makeup was awesome.
They they didn't bite off the Boris Karloff style too much. They kind of made their own, but I really love the Mummy makeup. They made him skinny, you know, dusty,
He
just
was scary.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just how the Mummy should
Yeah,
look.
yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kind
It
of
was a scary
a
mummy. Like,
but dried out.
Yeah.
So from there, the mummy uh
so,
the mummy is stolen. The mummy gets up and walks away.
and so as the mummy's walking, and I like it when movies do this, they connect, right? So then you see the ambulance flying down the road, and so it goes right to the ambulance. And I don't know, have you ever done this, Matt? Driving an ambulance, listening to a Walkman? So the ambulance drivers just listen to a
That's
Walkman.
like I don't know.
No, no. But
Right?
I can't. I'm still on the job. I can't really. I can't talk about any of this until after I retire. I've seen some crazy shit though. So I'll just leave it at that. But like as far as headphones go, no. People
Okay.
typically don't wear
Okay.
headphones. Now, I don't know if I noticed that he was wearing headphones. Were they like music headphones?
I mean, I could be wrong, but I think so.
So I'd have to go back and rewatch.
And if I'm wrong on this, then I'll.
Sometimes in the engine you have headphones that are tied into your radio system, and it blocks out the over
Okay.
noise of the truck, and you can communicate. It's like a it's like a headphone comm system, so you can connect to dispatch,
Okay.
or you can talk to the people in the truck. I wasn't paying attention that close of attention, but the dude may have just had
Okay.
some music playing. I don't know. So yeah.
Maybe. Um, so this leads into the first of three times we see Wolfman transition.
Hmm.
And it is remarkable, I think.
Is this the
So
time in the phone booth?
no, this is in the back of the ambulance. So it and the way they shoot it is really cool. It's dark, and then basically things are lit up by like street lights. So like the street light, you can see his fingers, and they're really like gooey, and you hear the gooey sounds, and then it kind of keeps panning down, and then you see that his feet have kind of come out of the shoes, and they're now werewolf feet. and then it pans out to the guy driving, and all of a sudden you just see the werewolf just like sit up and grab him. So that's like the first transition.
The transition scenes that I saw, I actually really like the
Mm-hmm.
transitions. What I don't like is the makeup, the final werewolf makeup. So I do like the transitions. I don't think they're on par with like American Werewolf in London transitions or the Howling. Like that
No.
was like next level. Um, but I do really like those scenes. But after he's the werewolf, I feel like his face is a little too flat. I don't know. There's something about the werewolf makeup that I don't care for.
So it's rumored that who was the guy that did it? What's his name again? The the makeup guy, the famous makeup
Uh,
guy. What's his name again?
Uh, did you say John Charleston or something like that? I forget.
no, it's
No.
I don't know.
there was a guy named
Uh,
Steve Wang did the
Stan Winston.
Princeton.
I wasn't even close.
Well, Steve Wang
So
did the creature suit, from what I understand, and he ended up doing. I have a couple of his masks around here, but
he
yes,
was in the. I think he was in the suit, wasn't he? He was in
uh,
the suit.
one of the guys was actually in the suit. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was him. But so it's rumored that he made the mask kind of after himself. It was kind of like his little way of saying, okay, I can't have it look like the Hammer or the Universal monsters. So he just kind of did that. So that's what they say. That and so if you look at him and you see the mask, you'll see. I guess you see it that it kind of looks like him. So
Well, I don't like his face.
okay,
Fix your face. I do like
well,
how you could totally see that they were fans of the old Hammer movies
mhm.
with this. Because I mean, I totally see that in the makeup and the way they did his, especially in the scene. I know it's jumping a little bit, but that scene you're talking about in the phone booth or whatever, I think that he looks so much like the old Werewolf Hammer films.
Well, so
Uh-huh.
when we're talking about Hammer films, that's like the '70s remakes of the original Universal monster. So,
Right.
Stevie, do you mean like the original Lon Chaney Jr. werewolf?
No, no,
Or are you talking
no.
about?
Those the ones that came out like after the fact, the cheaper ones, they were kind of like the low budget
Okay,
werewolf movies,
yeah,
like trying to
Dracula versus Wolfman type.
I'm drawing a blank right now, like I can't even think. I'm drawing a blank, but they were foreign.
So I never really watched the Hammer films, and I know this is going to be a totally different uh show, but they have those accents, like the English accents, and I could
Mhm.
there's very slow movies. I'll watch the
We know
original.
how you feel about English accents.
I'll go right the fuck to sleep.
I know.
But I'll watch the original Bela Lugosi, Lon Chaney Jr., Boris Karloff. I love the original films. But when it gets into the Hammer films, I don't have any knowledge on those. And I know I mean, Christopher Lee is Dracula. He plays an awesome looking Dracula, but I've never watched that movie.
They're really
Yeah,
slow, very slow. Those the type of movies where you watch it and it's got like maybe 10 minutes worth of content that's worth anything,
you know how I am.
but I know.
It's like the old Dark Shadows shows. Like, how the fuck am I gonna stay awake for that? But people love it. But anyway, we're getting off track here. I'm sorry. So,
Yeah, you're off track.
uh, Wolfman, I'm not a fan of the final makeup, but is he your Wolfman?
Ooh.
Oh, so I will tell you this. They are all these are all my monsters except Gilman. And because my dad loved Creature from the Black Lagoon. So I remember that's the one I remember seeing.
All right. We'll have to ask him
So,
about that.
so the creature, yeah, dude, he loves the creature. Like Creature from the Black Lagoon, that's my dad's stuff. And I think I have my theories why Creature from Black Lagoon was his favorite, but
I know why. I already know why.
I never met your dad, but hearing the stories, I think I do too.
Said he we filmed it, but he said he got some tips from Dracula about sucking on the ladies' necks. And it's
yeah,
like, we gotta we gotta redo a Monster Kid with him with the microphone so you can hear
yeah.
what he's saying.
You
Uh,
he might be a big fan of the Hammer movies because it shows nudity in them.
so he loves all the old ones. Yeah, I sit and watch. He's always watching the old, like even the older ones, but he likes those too. Yeah, he's not a fan of the newer stuff. He's not a
No,
fan.
not at all. So all right, so what else? What else we got? So he transforms in the back of
Yeah,
the
we still
body
got
snatcher.
a lot of movies left.
Yeah, we do.
So all
He
right, so he transforms, right? So you finally get you finally see all the monsters together because they go and Gilman throws Frankie out of the water. They lift it off, and this is one of those things where they made a difference where instead of Frankie having the things on his neck, they're like on his forehead or something. Yeah.
temples, yeah.
So that which again, this Frankie is a great Frankie. Like I like how they make his voice, they change his voice a little bit where you can still understand it, but it's definitely I, I don't want to say it sounds mechanical, but it sounds it's raspy, it's very like it does sound otherworldly almost.
You
Um
know, they definitely put some sort of an effect on it. Maybe it kind of gives it a little bit of a bass-ish type. I
yeah,
don't know what it was exactly, but they it sounds like they altered uh Tom Noonan's voice. And for those
yeah.
of you who don't know, the guy that played Frankie was just coming off of Manhunter, which is technically the original or the prequel to Silence of the Lambs.
Red Dragon. That would
No, Mindhunter.
Manhunter would have been Red
Manhunter.
Dragon. Yeah, Manhunter would have been Manhunter's Red Dragon in the new like the newer series with Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah, yeah. So Tom Noonan played um in Manhunter.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to say Mindhunter. Just came off that movie um to film this. And then,
Mhm.
years later, 2014 maybe, he was the guy in House of the Devil,
House of the Devil. Yeah.
which I love that movie, but I think he played a great Frankie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so too.
That's
Uh
my Frankie.
I I don't think he was cheesy.
Mm-mm.
He didn't play it cheesy. Felt like and hold on, Mikey. I feel like the Dracula was a little cheesy. But the Frankie, I don't feel like he was very I don't think he was cheesy. You know? He played him
I
big
like the Frankie.
and clunky, just like Boris Karloff did.
Mhm.
Um yeah, I thought he did a really good job. But go ahead. He's in the box and they pull him out of the box and they're all kind of dancing
Oh,
around doing the
yeah.
monster mash or whatever the fuck they're doing. And there's lightning going on and it's shit's about to pop off.
Yeah. I'll let you keep going, man, because I mean, whatever.
Now he's mad because I said Dracula was cheesy. He was
Whatever.
Dracula.
Whatever. Hey, you know what? Don't take my word for it. Just look it up.
The
Just
people
look it up.
people have spoken.
People have spoken.
All right.
Anyways, um, so yeah, they get all the monsters together. So now he gets so now we go back to Sean. Um, his dad gets home. They're fighting in the living room with this stupid subplot, and he sees that Mr. Alucard called about the Van Helsing diary,
Mhm.
and I'm going to suspend disbelief on this one because he starts like writing it down like it's an anagram. Like he just realized, like, this doesn't make any sense. And he just starts writing down things, and then he realizes it's Dracula. I'm gonna let that go.
Maybe he realized that it's just backwards.
Yeah, but I don't know. For him to, for his mind immediately to go to that is interesting. But maybe, I mean,
That's why
maybe
he's the
that's just
leader of the club.
why he's so good. That's, yeah. So again, I'm gonna let it go.
No, as far as like the fighting between the mom and the dad, I don't mind it that much. Because when you think about like when we were kids,
Mhm.
if our parents were fighting or something, that pushed us out of the home and then closer to each other. Like I
Yeah.
can't tell you how many nights we spent outside on somebody's porch or on the curb out in the street because we didn't want to be in the house.
Mhm.
I mean, somebody in the group had some shit going on at home at one point always, you know? And it,
I
it can
mean, that's fair.
bring the squad closer together, I feel like.
Yeah. And I guess it grounded the movie a little bit in realism.
Hmm.
You're dealing with monsters, and so you're trying to keep it grounded in realism as much as you can. Um, so that's fair.
Maybe they
That's
shouldn't
fair.
have had Dracula in the fucking daylight jumping out of an
Oh,
airplane.
okay, okay. Anyways, he's as strong as Dracula. He can do it. He can do whatever.
Okay.
So, so then we cut to Eugene. Eugene is I'm not sure. He's a young kid. I don't know if he's a brother or somebody. I don't know. He's
They
he's
never
he's one
said.
of the youngest. He's one of the youngest members. I don't know if he's Patrick's brother. I don't know. I don't think so, but he could be. Um, so we go to Eugene, and then he gets his dad to come out. As you said, there's a monster in my closet. Which, by the way, he has a My Pet Monster
Yeah, I saw that.
on his dress. Yeah, he has a My Pet Monster on his dresser, and I mean, this is a funny part, right? So the dad opens it, and he's like, "Ooh, big scary monster!" And the mummy. I mean, and that's a great shot of the mummy, right? The way they do the lighting,
Yep.
like, dude,
Yeah.
that would scare the crap out of me as a kid.
Heck yeah.
um, and so he's like, "I'm not going to let you look at those monster magazines anymore." Closes the door, and then apparently the mummy has transportation abilities because he's immediately going out the window.
He can move.
The
I'm gonna
bandages.
let that. I'm gonna let that go too.
You
Um,
let a lot go.
Now I will say. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I just said you let a lot go.
I do. Hey, look, I love this movie, and so the next scene is in the clubhouse. So one thing that always kind of irked me is that when they went back to the clubhouse, they were all there, including Eugene, who was just going to bed. So that always kind of irked me. I'm like, what? I don't understand. He was just going to bed. But there's a deleted scene where after the mummy leaves, they come up to his window and they're like, Eugene, you gotta come to the clubhouse. And then they cut that out. So I kind of wish they would have kept that in because that would have made that cut make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
So, but I'm glad that's a deleted scene because now question I've had for, you know, 35, 40 years has been answered.
But you'll just let it go. It's all right. You let that one
Oh,
go.
okay. I'll let it go.
I love that the clubhouse is like the safe place,
Yes.
Yep.
you know? Like
Which makes what happens later even better or more. Anyway, go ahead.
all this shit's going on at the house, outside the house, the monsters, the bullies, the crazy shit with the families. but we're in the clubhouse and we're all together and everything's okay.
Yes.
I love that.
Yep.
I want to build a clubhouse.
Absolutely.
I'll help.
All right. You can do the
Let's
drywall.
do it.
All right.
So all right. So Sean is like, uh, guys, like we got to talk. There's some serious stuff about to happen here. Meanwhile, Rudy is looking across the way at Patrick's sister.
yeah.
Yep.
Rudy's a big pervert, taking pictures or whatever,
He's in
watching
middle
her.
school.
Yeah, it's fine.
His hormones are going crazy.
And there's one thing that happened in this scene that I really like, and it definitely puts me right there with them. Sean's trying to be all serious about the monsters, right? He's talking to them and like Wolfman's here, and guys, Dracula might be here too, and he's all serious. And then all of a sudden, Patrick's like, or he's like, "Oh man, fat kid farted!" Like,
Yeah.
and then it just shows like as kids, man, it's like he's telling us this stuff that is serious, and we still are like just messing around. And then you finally get where he's like, "Would you shut up? Like I'm being serious here." And then everybody
Guys,
kind of listens.
there's ghost cows in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay. And
Okay.
it's a big joke until we go outside and we're walking home and we hear
Yeah.
ghost cows.
And we hear ghost cows.
Then
But anyways, they did that a lot throughout the movie, and that's what I liked about it because and when you asked earlier about is that how we talked, is that what we did? I think out of many movies, they understood what it was like to be a kid in this movie. They really understood kids. They didn't make them do these long, these long drawn out speeches that using words that kids don't use. You know what I mean? That a lot of movies try to do. Um,
Yeah.
they made these kids that were in this dire situation, but they're still kids, so they're still going to do that stuff. So that's what I liked.
That. Yeah.
Um,
so from
so
the
then,
no, go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, please go ahead. I'm talking too much.
You're not.
People are already.
I was actually trying to get
No.
from the treehouse, and he's trying to warn everyone. Fat kid farts,
Yep.
and then from there,
So now we go back to the castle,
mhm,
and again, it's another quick cut. Dracula's kind of down in the dungeon. He's got Frankie down there, and then you have him and Frankie have like a conversation, and he tells Frankie, he's like, Van Helsing's diary. Kids possess it. They don't give it to you. You need to kill them. Simple as that.
Mhm.
And so then after that, then there's a great shot that is a direct kind of homage to. Go ahead. Go ahead. You're shaking your head. Go ahead.
Mary
Because I
Shelley,
want somebody else.
Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Well, it's a Frankenstein, where you see Phoebe down by the water, and I want to say that the camera angle is even. It's been a minute since I've seen Frankenstein, but the camera angle is very close. And then you see Frankie's feet come up, and
Yep.
you're like, oh, she's about to get yeeted up into the water. But that's not what happens.
Yeah.
This is where it turns. You know,
Right.
I love that homage that they did to the original Frankenstein. I thought that was great.
I think
Yeah.
because I'm like you, like I remember I definitely have seen that scene instead of the like outside of this movie. I think that they really tried to make it look identical
I mean,
as much as they could.
as soon as it goes to that scene, and you see how she's sitting by the water,
Yep.
it's an immediate throwback.
Yep.
And the first time watching it, I was like, oh no, this isn't gonna be good. They're gonna do the
Right.
whole flower thing. It's gonna.
So and that's the great so right there, that's the great thing about this movie, right? You didn't know. You weren't sure. it's supposed to be a kid movie, but it's gotten to the it's done enough to make you think like, I mean, they could, I suppose,
Hmm.
right?
Well, even if in the original Frankenstein, it's not like he was being uh
Right.
monster. He was just,
You didn't know.
he was
Yeah.
just playing. He thought he was just doing something fun. Uh,
Hmm.
so yeah, this movie could have absolutely taken that turn, but it didn't. It it pivoted and turned it
Yeah.
into Frankie
What is
being
it? Yeah.
uh like an anti-hero.
Part of the Monster Squad.
Yeah.
So now they go to talk to scary German guy because they want this Van Helsing diary read. So they have to like get the nerve up to go talk to this guy. And before they even get there, he sees them on the street. And this is the scene where Horace is wearing a sweet outfit. If you can put it, listen, I know we'll probably forget, and I'll try to take a picture or something. But he's got a sweet '80s outfit on. I mean, it sticks out.
Oh yeah, the
The jams.
jams. So,
Oh
they're like multicolored, like
yeah,
green on one side, black on the other,
yep,
whatever, in half, and
yep.
unbuttoned shirt like what you're wearing, and
Oh,
teeth.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
I think his shirt is an OP shirt. Oh,
Oh, Ocean
it's
Pacific.
just yeah, yeah. Um. So anyway, so then they go in, and then the next time you see him, uh, scary German guy's holding a knife, and he goes, "All right, time is almost up."
Hmm.
Then he goes, "Last chance for pie."
Yep.
So then, of course, the fat kid wants some pie and cuts the slice of pie and gives it to Horace, and they're sitting there just talking back and forth. And this is where you learn about the 100 years. You learn that every 100 years, whatever happens, and then this is where they can take over. So again, they give you the whole plot, and it doesn't take a long time.
Yeah, so when it comes to this point in the movie, every movie, not every movie, but a majority of horror films do this where they explain everything. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? What
Yeah.
they always find some way to do it. Like Evil Dead did it. I didn't mind it when Evil Dead did it, but usually I hate it. I hate this part of the movie where they're like, "Oh, there's some ancient blah 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 and you have to do this and spin around 6 times." And I hate the explanation of for the evil. But um like the rest of this movie, it just moved on so quick. It's not like it dragged on.
Yeah.
I remember just watching it just the other day, and it's like, all right, this is the point where they're going to go into this guy's house, and in my mind, I'm thinking, this is going to take forever. I don't want to hear this stupid backstory. I'm going to be annoyed, but it was over before I knew it, and it wasn't that painful for me.
Right. Well, they even mixed in a little comedy. He's like, the amulet is indestructible. And Horace is like, that means it can't be destroyed.
Yeah,
The guys are like, yeah, okay.
got it. Yeah, no, I didn't mind this.
Um,
I didn't mind the explanation in
yeah.
this point of the movie.
So this is one of those parts that as a kid, I didn't fully understand, right?
Mhm.
So when they're like, you sure know a lot about monsters. And he's like, I suppose I do.
I do.
And he closes the door and he's got the tattoo
Yeah.
of the concentration camp on his arm. And as a kid, I had a completely different thought process. I was like, oh no, he's a bad guy. Like I thought for a second, like, oh no, like he's not a good guy. And because it didn't connect for me.
Had no idea what that was.
Yeah, I had no clue.
Yeah.
um, and I guess that was a really controversial thing when the movie came out, which to me, it's like it's not controversial. Like that, I mean, it makes sense. Like he knows monsters because he went through this.
Yeah.
Um, But anyways, so yeah, so after that, then this is when they go back to the house, and they're like Phoebe's trying to get their attention again, and I guess the girl that played Phoebe really they're like bite him because they wanted a reaction, so she really bit him when she's trying to get Sean's attention, and she's like, "Would you look?" And Frankie's standing there. They all take off running. Horace jumps in a trash can.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the place, Horace. There's nowhere to go
Yeah,
from there. You're stuck.
she calls
No,
them all.
no.
Yeah, she calls them all chicken shit, which is great. Apparently, that was the first time she ever cursed in her life.
Oh, really?
So, which makes
Oh,
sense. Well,
really?
which makes sense. I mean, I didn't know she. I don't think she was throwing f bombs and stuff. Um, but yeah. So they meet Frankie, and he goes up. He goes, guys, this guy's great, and he hits Frankie, and like dust comes off of him. He turns around, this guy's great, and then Frankie's like, it just throws him
Yeah.
down to the ground. Um,
Shot him across the head.
yeah.
This
Let's
is
see.
this is where where he does the famous bogus. Bogus, isn't it?
Is not yet.
My closed caption, or what's it called? Closed caption kept
Maybe it is.
kept reading that he was saying focus. Well, he's not saying focus. He's saying focus. But the little words that
He's saying bogus.
yeah, not
Yeah,
focus.
he takes the picture, and then
Yeah, that's
this
when he
this
does it.
has
He
that,
takes the picture because he
huh?
takes that's when like I know for a fact that's why he's like says the bogus twice because he takes that picture and it scares him. He
Yeah, he's
unaccidentally
like
hits the button.
bogus,
Bogus. Oh,
bogus. Yeah, and then you feel really bad for him, when
oh,
they show him the mask, when he shows the mask, and he's like scary.
Yeah,
You like again, man. Immediately, they get you to care for this guy, and he barely said anything.
mhm.
And then they have that really cool shot that I love. I love that shot of all of them walking into the sunset as the Monster Squad.
yeah, as a like from behind.
Yeah.
So I gotta back you up 1 second. So is there something wrong with me that I watched this whole movie?
That's a loaded question.
I watched this whole movie, and throughout the whole movie, they're calling Horace fat kid and bundle of sticks and whatever else. And I'm like, he'll be all right. But Frankie picks up a mask of Frankenstein and he gets this sad look on his face and he's scary. And that was like, oh man, like I felt for him. But Horace, it's like you're on your own, kid.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe I feel like there's something wrong with me there.
No.
No.
But so yeah, fast forward. I'm sorry. I really like that. You see the sunset, you see the squad kind of walking off. It's a
Yeah.
really cool shot.
It is a really cool shot. It's almost like an end of movie shot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So then after that, you see Dracula again, and he finds where the amulet is in the castle or in the house that they're in.
How many full moons are there in this town, by the way? I mean, well, man, yeah, like every night.
Well, in fairness, I think this takes place over 2 days,
2 days. Okay.
right? Right?
I don't know how many.
I
Yeah,
think
I don't know.
I mean I think so.
So they had
I
a
think
full
it's only
moon
two
two
days.
nights in a row.
Yeah, sure.
Right on.
I
Okay.
don't
Right on.
know. So he buys the amulet, and then we go to uh the pivotal 80s montage.
Oh yeah. Great,
Stop
great.
until you drop.
Yep.
And
Dancing till
then
your heart stops. But
yep, it's a great song.
dancing till you
And
so long.
do, 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 do. Or maybe rock until you drop. I don't know. I have no idea. It doesn't matter.
And
But
this is where Rudy's like making the steaks, right?
Yep.
stakes, the
That poor
silver
guy had to
bullets.
do everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's making the silver bullet. The one dude's making business cards.
Yeah. Yeah. Eugene's
Um,
writing a letter to the army or
to the
whatever.
army. They even Rudy even had to go get the photos,
Yep. Yep.
which I mean ended up being a good job. Um, so yeah, so they did the '80s montage making the weapons again, real quick, real fast. It let us know what
Yep.
was happening. You see Frankie with Phoebe doing their little thing. You know, makes you fall in love with Frankie even more, and you see that their bond is growing. Um, they show a quick thing of the map, and on the map it says Cheney. I don't know if it says Cheney College or Cheney Falls or something, which is obviously an homage to Cheney. Um, so that was pretty cool. But that's in the montage, so it happens really fast. So then after the montage, they go back to the house with Dracula, and he's given Uncle Rico a bunch of pills to sedate him so that he doesn't escape. But then he leaves him, and then there's another, I mean, pretty dark thing where I'm gonna go have lunch or whatever, and then he opens the door, unlocks the door. It's the three girls
Oh
that
yeah.
as we find out, he turns them into vampires. And then we see
That-
that Uncle Rico didn't swallow the pills,
That's
spits
another
them out.
homage to the original Dracula, the Brides of Dracula. Um, yeah, there were three of them in the original, so that was a cool nod to Dracula from 1931.
Mm-hmm. So, and everything was very deliberate when they would do that.
Mhm.
Um, so he spits them out. He escapes. Then this is the phone booth where it's another great transition. So now we see him transition in his face. He spits out whatever that is.
Curse of the Wolfman. That's the Hammer movie that they did
Curse
where
of the
they
Wolfman.
yeah, and that scene in the phone booth when they would show him changing and how he has like those white hairs coming out. Like what it was weird because they would show one angle of him and then show another angle from behind or whatever. Whenever they showed the behind angle, you'd see like the gray hairs or whatever getting longer and stuff. Those were the scenes that really looked like Curse of the Wolfman. That the old Hammer film that I thought that someone had to have been a fan of because they definitely had to have gotten ideas from that movie.
I
Mm-hmm.
really like that transition
Oh, I'm sure.
in the phone booth as well. I thought that was really good. But then again,
Mm-hmm.
after he transitions, he looks like I don't know, like a Munchie or something. I don't know.
He looks like a wolf man. I,
No, not really. I mean,
I mean, he looks like a human that turned into a wolf.
This is the part where doesn't
werewolf.
he didn't he call the his dad this
Well, that's what he was at the payphone. He's like,
yeah,
he's gonna kill your
okay.
son. Yeah, yeah, he's gonna kill your son. So now he knows that his dad is like is going on, right? So he doesn't know. Um, so then right after that, they go to Rudy and Patrick, who get Patrick's sister, and they're asking her if she's a virgin,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
In like a really in a very awkward way, right? Have you in what way have you ever been dorked?
You ever been dorked?
Being dorked. Um, which this is the second uh mention of dork when they because earlier when they were walking and they was like his wolf dork.
Oh yeah.
when they were walking earlier in the movie after the school. But anyway, so she was like, "You guys are sick," and then oh wait, did they take her to the? Because they asked her. I'm trying to think. I'm kind of going all over the place, but they asked her actually in the clubhouse. They somehow
Because he
get
has
her
the
back to the
picture. He
clubhouse.
threatens to put it up on the bulletin board.
He threatened her with the picture in
Yeah,
the clubhouse,
yeah.
right? If because they want her to help them,
Mhm.
and so he's like, oh. Now I got to watch this movie in 4K. So a question of mine was answered that I had my whole life. That picture, and I took a picture of it, so we can put it right here. Picture is not of a naked girl. It is like a normal picture of a girl in a black top and jeans.
Hmm.
So,
Right on.
yep, yep. So we'll put that right here. If you want to take a note of the time in the video, I don't even know how far we are. It's
About an hour and a
probably
half in right
oh,
now. So I have one mark at an hour and one at an hour and a half.
okay. Um, so then obviously she agrees or whatever. So now, so then the other guys, while they're
Not a
asking
fan of
that,
that part. Not a fan of that.
what part?
Like I like these guys, I like these kids, but that's a dick move. You know what I mean?
Threatening to show the picture if she didn't help.
Yeah, like some weird ass blackmail. Not a fan.
You know they wouldn't. But again, she's not going to believe them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like their trump card, I guess.
Yeah. Listen, you're trying to save the world. You gotta do some things that you might not normally do.
All right, go ahead.
I'm gonna I'm gonna let it slide. Let that go.
Let it slide.
I won't let that go. So now the rest of the guys, you got Horace, Eugene, Sean, Patrick, and Frankie, and the dog. I forget the dog's name, but they're all at the house now.
How'd they get
They
that
go
dog
in,
up in that treehouse anyway?
right? Let the
Yeah.
dog get up here anyway. So apparently, there's a deleted scene where they actually show how the dog gets up there.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
They hoisted up? Hoist up the
I don't
dog?
know. So it wasn't in the deleted scenes I saw.
Oh.
So, um, but so they go in the house now. Dracula is setting up a dynamite to blow up the wall to get to the amulet, and they walk in the house and they're trying to be quiet. Then Frankie's big ass feet come in, step in there, and this is the part I never really understood. As he steps in, the TNT thing goes down, which is weird. I don't fully understand that whole thing, but anyways, goes down. It causes the house to shake. Everything falls on top of Frankie, and we're not sure if Frankie's dead.
Yep.
Did you let
Um,
that part slide?
what?
You let that part slide?
Where? What? That we think Frankie's dead again?
No, where he
Oh,
was
the TNT
walking
thing
and
going down.
yeah.
I mean, maybe the TNT thing was just old and it just wouldn't stay up and just having to slide down.
That's the
Because
worst
Dracula was like,
dynamite switch
"What? I
ever.
don't understand." It's the
Worst
what?
worst dynamite switch ever.
Yeah. It's old, man. It's been in the house forever.
Yeah. Let's not use that one.
So Horace is over there with Eugene, and they're like, "Sean, we gotta help Frankie." He's like, "Guys, he's gone. Gotta let it go. Like he did it helping us." And it's funny because I guess in this shot, and if you look, Eugene looks directly at the camera like three
Uh,
times.
acting
Yep.
101. Never look at
Yep.
the king.
So he keeps looking directly at the camera. um,
Immature.
which again I never noticed, but I'm gonna let it slide. And so then so then Sean turns around and he goes, "We got to find that amulet." And then Wolfman jumps out. And
Yeah.
then one of the greatest lines in the history of cinema
Yep.
is uttered.
Yep.
Kick
Kick him
him in
in
the
the dog.
nards. That's not the best line, but kick him in the nards. He doesn't have nards. Kicks him. And
Goes
what does he
down.
say?
Wolfman has nards.
Wolfman's
Oh,
got
come on,
nerve.
man. Wolfman's got nards.
Wolfman's got nards.
Did you guys see that well, I'm a fan of this show. I don't know if you guys are the Goldbergs. Because it totally like it everything we grew up loving is in this show. Like they have Freddy
Okay.
Krueger. Robert Englund brought back Freddy Krueger for this show and everything.
Really?
And
That's cool.
I think it was in that documentary, and the real Adam Goldberg was talking about how in that show they say nards throughout that whole show, talking about junk. And he did that because of this movie, because he's such a fan of the movie growing up with it,
That's awesome.
that he had to use nards throughout that show for, yeah, homage to the movie,
I was watching a
Good,
which I
great
think is
taste.
awesome.
about this movie and that line in particular, and I guess a lot of shows have done that. Whoever someone that was working on the movie was working on Goldberg, so he made it a point to put it in there. And he tries to put in nards in almost everything he does, which is kind of
Oh,
cool.
really?
That's Adam Goldberg.
Okay. Did he work on the film?
That's the real guy. That show is about him.
Okay.
So yeah, the Goldbergs, he put it in there and stuff because him growing up with it. But yeah, that show's about his childhood growing up, and he made it.
Man,
It's
you need to
hilarious.
tag him in this video because he'll agree with me that this is the best
Best
or this
movie
is the
there.
best Dracula.
Is it the best Wolfman?
Um, so anyway, uh, so this part's really cool actually because they're kind of go down all the corridors. You got the three vampire girls, you got and you got Dracula, you got Wolfman, and they're stuck, right? And in this part, actually, when I was watching and I did the commentary, they were like, "Watch Eugene," because Eugene's sitting there with his hands over his eyes like this. So they're standing. So earlier in the film, there was like a secret thing where he pulled an arm down or whatever. So, but if you watch, you see Eugene going like this, and then in the next scene, he's holding the dog. So it's just like a continuity error. Um, but they pull the thing and they drop down into the dungeon, right?
Mhm.
So they get away ish. Um, but then this takes them down to the amulet. Um, and so apparently they use just, I don't know how much garlic they use, but apparently like all the garlic in there was real. And they said that that room was so hard to be in because it was all real garlic. That's
Oh,
crazy,
geez.
right? That's nuts. Like
It's almost
you
like
could have
Texas
easily,
Chainsaw with the decomposing animals on the table,
yeah.
coming in and stinking. They got garlic.
I don't think
I
you can
guess
ever
that they
have
had
too
to make
much
sure that
garlic.
it was authentic.
I don't think you can ever have too much garlic.
Yeah, you can.
No, no,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I won't get into it because we're running it long in this, but I ate too much garlic before and there was a problem. Embarrassing.
So they did the amulet.
So yeah, and so this is another part in that movie where they made the amulet glow green, and you can see real quick when you watch it when he takes it off, the green laser that they were using, like it doesn't shut off at the same time, so you kind of see the laser for like a second.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
noticed that too. But
yeah,
you let it slide, right?
We'll
I'm gonna
let
let
that
it go.
slide.
Right.
Oh, yeah, you gotta let that go.
You're so strict with
Um,
this movie, you gotta let something go.
so and then the next scene, I actually find really funny because it never really occurred to me how I never questioned it, and I don't think people really question it. But so they go out, and then Dracula's there, and he starts choking Sean, right? And Sean needs to be saved. And Horace just has a piece of pizza wrapped in aluminum foil in his pocket.
It's his
The
backup
funny thing
pizza,
is,
man.
nobody you don't question it. You're just like, oh yeah, Horace. Of course, Horace has a piece of
Oh,
pizza.
why wouldn't he?
He's a
Why
fat
wouldn't he?
kid. What if his blood pressure or blood sugars drop?
And then, and what I love is that, and you'll see this if you watch the movie again. He looks at it for a second, like, I'm like, I mean, I don't know. Like he questions, am I going to use this? Do I want to lose this pizza? He just looks at it like anyway. So he takes it, puts it on the face, burns his face, and they get away. But like nobody questions why Horse has some pizza. Why would we? He's
He needs it. Energy.
oh man. So then this sets it all up for the final fight, right? So now we're getting into it, man. And again, movie hasn't been slow to this point. But now you got all right, so now you got scary German guy. This group is scary German guy, Phoebe, Rudy, Patrick, and then Patrick's sister, right? And they're going down the road in like his really cool old army jeep, and they're going, and they almost run into the mummy, and they have to swerve out of the way. The mummy grabs on, and I think this is a really cool death.
I like
Yeah.
this scene a lot.
This scene is really cool. You know, they tie it to the arrow, fires it, and just the way the mummy unwinds, the dust coming out. They even have rib bones that kind of fall out.
It's
It's
really
very
cool the way they do it.
satisfying.
Yeah.
I
It
love the skull.
Mm-hmm.
it's weird how when it happens, like nothing is coming out except dust,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still satisfying.
Yeah, and then it gets to the main
Oh yeah.
torso, and but when it gets to the torso, his ribs like bones fall out.
Mhm. Yeah, I like that. I like that scene a lot.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then another great line. See you later, Band-Aid breath.
Band-Aid breath. That's it. Yeah. I was thinking, yeah.
um,
So 80s.
it's so 80s. It's awesome. It's so good though. So that's the first death.
Hmm.
Um, it might be the best death of the monsters. But
Yeah, I
so
like
then and this is where, and when you call Dracula cheesy, I go to this because now Dracula's pissed, right? Dracula gets out of the hearse. Dude rips off the back and throws that door like it's
he did,
plastic.
yeah. He just
Yeah,
he opened the door like he faced
I mean, he
Voorhees.
doesn't even just then he lights up the thing. He thinks those kids are in there. He thinks those kids are in the clubhouse. And then he has a great line after he throws it in there. What does he say after he throws it in there and it's about to explode?
I don't remember what he says.
I don't remember either.
He says, "Meeting adjourned."
Oh.
It's a great line. It's a great line.
Ah, meeting adjourned.
Meeting adjourned.
He
Then
must
he
have got
comes
one of
back
the
out.
cards that they made, so he knew that they were a full-fledged squad.
Yep. So he probably so to your point that the clubhouse was always a safe place. You know, that was kind of interesting where it exploded. So now it's not there anymore. So that haven is gone, right?
Hmm.
Um, so now he's out in front, and now Dell shows up with his partner, and uh, he lights up uh, he lights up one of his dynamite sticks, throws it under, and Dell's partner gets blown up.
Yeah.
So I mean that kind of stinks because that dude was cool, but you know
And he was
someone
making
has to
fun
die.
of Dell right before that, so he had it coming.
He was laughing at him. That's true.
So he had it coming. Did you guys notice at this scene though? I never noticed it in the past watching it, but this time when I watched it, I noticed when that all happens and Dell comes back into the house and stuff, the wife has her bags and everything packed by the front door. She was leaving.
Yeah. So I didn't notice it. But there's a deleted scene where you know how when so when the thing explodes, when the treehouse explodes, you see her coming, you see just her on the stairs, and she's like this. Well, apparently the deleted scene actually is a little bit longer, and you see her bringing the suitcases down the stairs and
Ah,
setting them down.
okay.
Yeah, but then I went back and I was like, oh yeah, they were sitting there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
right.
never noticed that.
I didn't
Yeah,
either.
so she's ready to leave. Yep. Yeah, so she's ready to go. Um, yeah, so when she comes out, she's like, Dell, what's happening? And it's kind of a weird face she makes. It's almost like a smile. It looks weird. It's like it's a very odd face that she makes, but um, she doesn't know what's happening. Nobody knows what's happening. But this takes us to the final act, um, which is awesome.
I
The
love where
final,
it takes place, that little town
yeah.
area. I love it.
So that's the backlot. I mean, that part has been in so many iconic movies. I mean, it's Hill Valley. I think Hill Valley. That's where basically it was most of it.
Oh, wow.
Um, and that's where you could see the Gremlin house, Growing Pains house, and that kind of thing.
Okay.
They said something about that church. They said that it was in Rocky Horror Picture Show. I've never really have seen that movie. I've seen like parts of it. That's one of the movies I've seen parts of, but I don't really know that movie.
I've never seen it either.
Yeah. So so another funny part that's just like very quick is Rudy's at the door of the church trying to kick it open, and John's like, "Don't kick the door. It's
Yeah.
religious."
Don't they say like go to Burger King or something?
Eh. Yeah. Um,
This scene's awesome though, because like the scene that's getting ready to come up with the bat. If you're getting ready to talk about, I love that part.
well, okay, so right before the bat is they see the three vampire women coming in,
Oh,
and they see them coming in, and Rudy starts to walk. He's like, Rudy, where are you going? He's like, I'm in the goddamn club, aren't I?
okay.
Another great line, right? So then he has kind of an Austin Powers moment where he gets the first one, but then the other one
Closer and closer and closer.
is it's like just coming all slow, and he's just like,
Rudy, back the fuck up. Give yourself a little bit of space.
I'm gonna let that go though, because it's all right.
Let it
Um,
fly.
so
Oh,
then the bat comes in. So go ahead and talk about that because I'm talking way too much.
oh, it's your favorite movie though. That's okay. The bat scene, I just like. I always thought that was very eerie when the bats come in, he shoots it with the gun,
Uh-huh,
and it goes into the window. Dad
uh-huh.
goes running up, and it's like part man, part bat. It was just so messed up. Like waist down was like bat or whatever, and the top half was
Yeah.
Dracula. It's just not right. Look, the way he looked was
No,
not right.
no, it was weird. Yeah,
Yeah, very weird.
yeah.
But I just
Meanwhile,
always like the effects on that, the way he
yeah.
looked there.
Meanwhile, 5 minutes before he shot him with the gun and it didn't phase him at all. But we're gonna let it go.
That's well, what he's a bat, he's weaker.
He's weaker. Okay, fair enough.
But I'll let that go too. Pretty goofy on
You
that one.
know, like we haven't really talked about Gilman at all, and I don't know if it's because he really just doesn't play much of a role,
He
No.
doesn't.
which
He
is
doesn't.
crazy because I I don't love his look, but they put a lot of work into that suit,
Yes.
into the mask, into
Hmm.
that makeup,
Hmm.
and it looks really good. I mean, I'm not a huge fan, but like I like your dad, I like the original Creature, and I understand that they had to stay away from it, but holy shit, they put so much into that just to throw him in the murky water for a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, the
His
movie,
biggest thing was to throw Frankenstein out of
Yeah.
the creek or
Hmm.
out of the pond. That was about it.
yeah,
And then there was a time that he popped up out of the water uh, in front of Eugene when his Twinkie fell into the water.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
so I mean, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it, but I do know that it was really hard for the guy that played that part to see out of the eyes, and so maybe that was part of it. Um, but
Hmm.
I mean, I mean, it doesn't, it doesn't talk. I mean, I guess the mummy. I guess if you really think about it, the mummy had just as little screen time, maybe, but the mummy had such an iconic death. You remember the mummy
Yeah.
more, um, because the scene with the closet and the mummy was probably just as quick as the one with the scene with the Twinkie. And so, but because of that death, we think we saw the mummy a whole lot more.
yeah, maybe.
And there's not a lot of water in the town, and to really have him do anything, you'd have to be in water, I
Yeah.
guess. I don't know.
Um, where is, and I know we're either coming up on it, I don't think we would have passed it, but where is Horace's last stand, not his last stand, but where his redemption? It's got to be
Yeah.
coming up.
It
So yeah,
is.
it is. All right. So we're not there yet. All right. So we're still up in the building
Mhm.
because when he's up there with Dracula, it's half man, half bat. Um, Wolfman comes in and starts beating each other up. And Sean comes up there, and here's another great line. As they're fighting, Sean goes, "Hey asshole," and then Wolfman turns around. He goes, "You looked," and he hits him with a bat. And then his dad stuffs the dynamite, pushes him out the window, and he just explodes. Which
Yep.
is which, and then you see him explode, and they show all his pieces everywhere, and it's a great effect.
It is,
It's a great.
but that's not
It is.
that's not the way you kill a werewolf.
Um,
Nope.
but this takes us to the third phenomenal transformation, where again you see it start to move, and you're like, oh shit, and just comes back together. And they do something with the howl that isn't. It's not quite as strong, and maybe that's on purpose, or maybe it was just 80s. But
Hmm.
I always noticed there was a little bit different howl that
I
was
didn't
like
notice
a
that.
little weaker or whatever. Um. So anyway, so then they go back to Scary German Guy with the blonde girl. I wish I remembered her name. And she's finally, and the subtitles are really funny to watch for this. She says something about Munchkin something, or like trying to say the words, but she finally gets through it, and they're all excited. And then they're like, "You're not a virgin, are you?" And she's like, mm-mm. She's like, Steve doesn't count. What?
I don't
He
count.
doesn't count.
I don't count ever.
So, so that
Oh,
was great. I mean, again, this movie had this movie was funny without going too much, right? And it didn't feel out of place. And it could really feel out of place very easily. Um, so that was pretty funny. Now we go back to Rudy. Wolfman has now come back together, and he is just beating the crap out of the police guys. The one guy that shot him earlier, um, shoots him when he's the Wolfman. It doesn't do anything to him this time. So he runs up to him. He's beating everybody up. Rudy gets a gun, empties it, puts it in a silver bullet, and another great line, bang, and shoots him like he says it. And then and that's a good final death, right? And he's like, "Thank you." So you feel bad for him, you know?
Yeah.
Like he didn't want to be this thing.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say?
I don't know that I
Yeah.
don't know that I caught that.
Yeah, you thanked him?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I've only watched the movie
Yeah,
twice.
he's down. He's like, thank you, and
Huh.
as he's dying because he didn't want to be like that.
yeah.
So
I get
big,
it.
yeah,
I
big
get it.
hole in his chest.
Oh, I looked up IMDb. You were asking about the sister, her name.
Yes,
In IMDb, it's only Patrick's sister. They don't have a name.
really,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, it just says Patrick's sister. So
Hmm.
It doesn't
may
make
not
any
be the
sense.
name.
Patrick's sister.
Yeah.
All right. Um. So now we're to Creature
Creature. Yeah.
or Gillman and Horace. Horace, the Gillman. So Gillman comes out of the sewer, and he's squeezing cops' heads, all kinds of stuff. Horace gets a gun out of the one guy's head, a shotgun. And he sees EJ in the comic store, and he's like, "Let me in, guys, let me in." And they're like,
Yeah.
They're like, "No." So then Gillman is coming towards him, and Horace blows him away in one of the most anticlimactic deaths in the whole movie. Poor Gillman.
Bullies pop the door open.
He should have told me when they weren't letting him in. What's
They
that?
say, bullies pop the door open. They say, "Way to go, fat kid!"
Yep.
And then he turns around and he stands up for himself, racks the shotgun. The name
Cocks the gun.
is Horace. Love
Yep.
that. Love that scene. Good for you, Horace.
Yes.
And they got that little uplifting music in the background too when he does it.
Mhm.
Hey, doo doo.
The only other thing that would have been redemption for that part would have been if he went up to the door and they weren't letting him in. He'd be like, "Let me in, you bundle of sticks." Well, since they called him that
Yep.
earlier, but they did.
Do you know
Um.
what Gill Man reminds me of?
Predator.
No. Do you remember pro wrestling for NES?
Oh yeah. Yep. Yep.
The
Yep.
Amazon.
Oh
Yes. The Amazon.
yeah, good
If I
call.
can
Yes.
if I can remember when I'm editing this to put a picture of Amazon in here right now,
Good call.
that's what he
Yep.
reminds me of.
Yeah.
He had that move
For
where he
sure.
put somebody in a headlock and like bite their head or something.
Yep,
Yeah.
game was fun.
No
All right.
doubt. So in in that death, they tried to make it where when he died, that out of his mouth came fish, and it's in a deleted scene. They keep trying it, and I guess it just never looked right, and so they scrapped it.
Probably a good
Probably a
idea.
good idea.
Yeah.
Like just
Oh jeez.
poor poor Gil, man. Just anyways, he had his part, I guess. Um, so now we get super badass Dracula. Now he's got lightning all over him. Like what I don't know what that guy's name is in Mortal Kombat
Raven.
as Raiden
Yeah.
with all the lightning,
Yep.
or the guy in Big Trouble in Little China that has
Oh
the lightning.
yep.
Anyway, so he's got lightning all over him, and he's just
This
walking straight ahead,
breaking
and he
necks.
is destroying guys. And the one is actually really cool. Looks like he tears the guy's head off because his hat comes off, but he's just like carrying them like they're nothing.
Yep, snapping necks the whole way through.
Yeah, because that's a badass Dracula right there, is what it is. So
And then you have Eugene tugging on German, scary German guy. Is she a virgin?
is she a virgin?
And,
Yes, a virgin.
yep. Here
Um,
comes Phoebe.
so yeah, so she's reading, uh, and they're not able to finish. And scary German guy like stands up and tries to confront Dracula. Dracula just hits him out of the way. And I mean, this is kind of, if people that know that is well known, like when Dracula takes her by the chin and lifts her up and she screams, her scream is real, like real, because apparently when they had her close her eyes and they said, keep them closed until we tell you to open them. And when she opened them, he had the red eyes in and his teeth were in, and she was terrified because they were face to face, and he was making that face, and so her scream was was real.
That poor
Nice.
kid.
Yeah, I don't feel as bad for her as I do for
Yo, man.
well, no, for Linda Blair.
Oh, Reagan from The Exorcist for that scene.
Yeah,
No, I mean it's a little different, but
a little bit.
It's not a horror film unless you're scaring little kids while filming it.
So he's got her, and he's just going, and then here comes Frankie and grabs him. He lets her down. Frankie goes bogus, just hits him. Dracula flies through the air and lands on a steel gate.
mhm.
And yeah, so she finishes. She finishes it, and limbo starts, and everything just starts going into limbo.
Except for a
And
stupid little bench.
So dumb
That little bench.
that it pulled a whole vehicle in,
Yeah.
but that bench stayed right where it was.
Well, it did tip over.
it's over.
That's about it.
A heavy bench.
He's just sitting there.
So
We'll let
so
that slide though.
that bench was probably bolted to the ground.
Oh yeah?
It tipped
The
over.
bench was,
Yeah.
I know. Well, it got some of the bolts, but the back bolt stayed on,
All right.
because once it tipped, it didn't have the same wind drag as before. You see,
I do. I understand.
Right on. Right on. I'm seeing all those straws falling back there though that you're grasping for.
what? Look, I'm gonna let it go. so, so let's talk about what's important here, right? So, Dracula grabs Sean and pulling him in. Sean
Yep.
stabs him, and then Van Helsing takes Dracula from him, and they have a moment.
Hmm.
Yep. And then they go through the thing with a. I mean, it looks a little fake. I'm not gonna lie. It looks a little fake, him going through the void, but maybe that's what it looks like when you go through a black hole void. Who am I
Yeah,
to say? I've never seen one.
yeah. I can't say I
So
have either.
yeah. So that happens, and then what happens next is one of the saddest scenes in cinema history
It's pretty sad.
between Phoebe and Frankie.
Hmm.
Man, it's a tearjerker.
It's
I cried
definitely
when I was a kid.
heart-wrenching.
Frankie gets
It
sucked
was.
up into the vortex, and Phoebe is waving
Yeah.
and throws her teddy bear.
Scraps.
Yep. Scraps.
Yep. And he's like, bye.
Yep.
Yep.
And then he's
That's I mean, that hit you in the
It's
feels.
heart-wrenching.
it did. I really love Frankie.
He was great in this movie. I did like Frankie in this too.
So, the thing sucks everything up, and
Yep.
and then it
And people say, why did Frankie have to go? But I think he had to go. Right? Like all the monsters had to go.
Yeah.
he's too pure for this world.
Yeah. Um so then the army shows up.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Just
it's a little cheesy.
a little bit, but hey, it's all right. Mommy came to my house.
Which one of you is Eugene?
What? Who's Eugene?
He's got the cigar hanging
So
out.
yeah. So then who's in charge here? I am. Who are you guys?
We're the
We're the
monster
monsters.
The Monster
squad.
Squad.
We're the monster squad. Yep.
Hands on the card.
And yeah, and then the song starts. Still squad. So apparently when Rudy at the end put his arm around her, and that's the last thing we see.
Yeah.
Apparently there was more to that was cut,
You
and
go for a feel.
the guy that played Rudy is all mad about it. He's like, "I got the girl, but nobody saw it."
Oh,
I guess I guess he really liked her in real life, and she would give him the time of day. But
Uh,
jeez.
uh, fun fact about that kid, whoever the guy that played Rudy was, I don't know his real name or his name in real life. After that movie, when it flopped, it came out, it flopped. He was so embarrassed by it, he didn't want anyone to see it. And he wouldn't talk about it, he wouldn't bring it up. It was just something he did as a kid, and he just
yeah,
wanted to bury it. But then years later, it came back and it was so popular. And he was like, oh, people actually like this. People actually like our characters. And now it has like a whole new meaning to him. But I guess after it flopped, he was extremely embarrassed by it.
Nice.
Yeah. But
that
that's the fun fact.
was I don't know why you'd ever be embarrassed in it.
I don't know, I mean, you're a kid and you work on something and it doesn't do well. You probably don't want to be known as that growing up through the rest of your childhood. But
I mean, Fred Decker was, he said he couldn't get jobs after that movie.
um, we have Mike's new product placement corner, and I completely forgot to look at anything, but I know there was a
Yeah.
lot.
There's a whole.
Well, before product placement corner, I'm just going to do some really quick fun facts. I wrote down a bunch, but we actually talked about a lot of them. Fun fact: Seth Green read for the Sean role, and I guess the guy that played Sean and Seth Green are really good friends.
Oh, nice.
But he read for the role. Yeah, he did a good job, but I guess that um, he just didn't get it. The girl that played Phoebe turned down a role in Fatal Attraction to be in this movie. I don't really know that movie.
I never
But
seen it. I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
I think it's
yeah,
got Kim Basinger in it.
Does it?
no, Fatal Attraction is Glenn Close.
That's it. Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Um, so the guy's name is Andre Grower, I don't know, who played Sean, actually read for Rudy first.
Hmm.
So then they were like, you'd be making better Sean. We already talked about the posters. The one that there was one main was it vampires? That was another poster that was in the clubhouse. It was a picture of the woman. I think it was vampires with a Y. I could be wrong.
I don't know. I don't know.
Um, let's see. So in this movie, the guy who plays EJ, Jason Harvey. So in this movie, he wears a T-shirt. At the end scene, he wears a Bears T-shirt that's Walter Payton, and it's a T-shirt. And in Princess Bride, Fred Savage wears a Walter Payton jersey.
That's awesome. Two Wonder Years
Yeah,
connection.
yeah,
Wow.
Wonder Years connection.
Kevin and Wayne Arnold.
Nice.
Yeah. So I thought that was funny. And I think that's about it for that. Night of the Creeps, we talked about that. The final film was cut 13 minutes to make it 90 minutes because they wanted to be a quick 90 minutes. And I think that they cut it great. All the rat sounds in the movie were made by guinea pigs.
Huh.
So that was interesting.
Huh. I didn't know rats and guinea pigs sound the same.
I mean, I guess they do. I don't know. In the 80s they did.
80s rats sounded different.
Yeah, they did. They were bigger too, like
Yeah.
Splinter.
Oh yeah, true.
Karate.
which I just saw that the other day, 35th anniversary in the theater. It was awesome.
Turtles?
It was close. What's up?
What was?
I saw the original Turtles movie in the theater the other day
Oh, that's
again.
awesome.
Yeah,
That-
it was awesome. All right, so product placement time.
yes.
All right, all right. So obviously we had a Snickers. We had Snickers.
Yep.
We had Vision. We had Ocean Pacific. We had Tide in there. We had Sunkissed Fun Fruits. We had some Keebler thing that I didn't remember what they were, so I really didn't include it. We had Burger King. We had Pepsi multiple times. We had Pepsi all over this thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say Pepsi
And
was quite a bit.
yeah, and for the second time, there was also a scene that had a Coke sign. It was when the Wolfman broke out of the phone booth. It was like an
At the
old
gas station?
gas station, and there was a Coke sign up there. So this is movie number two that had both Pepsi and Coke in it.
Oh wow.
Interestingly enough,
Hmm.
Kodak was in there. Um, the Twinkie, and another big one in a lot of the movie was Adidas.
Adidas?
So yeah, like a lot of them wore Adidas jackets.
At
That
the
last
end, that's
scene,
right. I forgot he wore
yeah,
this windbreaker
yep.
thing.
That one last scene where the vampire was a vampire bat, like was a bat
Mm.
slash man, and they fought in there. There were boxes and boxes of Adidas shoes in there. Yeah.
Nice.
So there might have been more, but that's all I saw.
I need to remember. Hey, so next show we do, I need somebody to remind
Yes.
me to look for the product placement.
Yeah, I forgot
Product
about that
placement.
I
too.
didn't remember until I sat down to hit record for this episode. Like I really want to start paying attention to that stuff.
Yeah, because there would have been like I don't know what the comic book was, but like some comic book when he gets it ripped, when he
Wonder it was a Wonder Woman comic book. I
Hmm.
don't know what I don't know what issue, but I looked it up and I didn't but I remember reading that it was a Wonder Woman comic.
So
So there
DC
you go.
Comics,
What's up?
Yeah.
DC Comics.
I guess DC Comics, yeah, yeah.
What kind of cigarettes did he smoke?
I don't know. I don't think that we ever saw a pack. We just saw the cigarettes.
He
Oh,
did. I think when he was maybe making the bullet, I don't. I want to say you saw him. You
Oh,
saw the
okay.
pack, and it was probably, and I've noticed this in movies. They're a brand called Marley, but it's in a Marlboro box, and I think
Okay.
it's like a Hollywood thing.
hmm.
A lot of movies use that brand, but I'm pretty sure that they showed the box. I just didn't even think to.
And then the company that made the Frankenstein,
Uh,
um,
that was probably
Oh
outfit.
yeah, but I was looking for that
Ben Cooper mask, maybe.
probably.
I think it was.
I,
I think it
yeah, but
was.
I looked and I didn't see anything that specifically said it, so I didn't include it. But yeah, I thought about that when they showed it. Um, and I guess Return of the Living Dead, Zombie. I mean, I guess that's kind of product placement, but not it's movies.
It's
So I don't
more an
really.
homage or
Yeah,
a nod to those films.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
we didn't do this for The Exorcist. I wish we would have, and we could probably add it in here as bonus footage.
You can.
But so the Monster Squad, how many videotapes are you going to give this out of 10?
I'll go first because you know what I'm going to give it. I'm giving it a
Okay.
10 out of 10.
This movie couldn't be any better.
Whoa. Well, it could be, but he overlooked it. Remember, he said he can let slide.
I have way too thick nostalgia glasses for this movie.
Okay.
I, this is my feel good. If it's on, I'm watching it.
Okay.
It just takes me back. Um, yeah, I don't know. I, you know what? I'll give it a 9.9. How's that?
No,
No,
you
I got to give it a 10.
give it a 10. You know,
All right.
I think this movie deserves a 10 from you. You're pretty fair when it comes to grading, and we're all gonna have the nostalgic movies.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, whenever they come up, when we do these, we have to give those movies what how we feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Like
If it's got things you gotta let slide or whatever, that's okay. Mike gives it a 10. That's Mike's score for the film.
wait a minute, I gave Nightmare on Elm Street like a 10. You guys busted my balls so bad for that one.
Is that your favorite movie?
No. No,
It's up there. I mean,
it is. But
Yeah, it's up there.
you guys tore me a new one about that.
this is something different though.
Right on. Right.
Uh,
So, you want me to go next?
yeah, you go next.
I will give it, I'll give it a 6. I really enjoy the movie. I really enjoyed the movie a lot. I love the idea of it. I loved how they incorporated the old monsters in it and everything. But I am very I don't like my comedy with horror. That I don't know why I'm a jerk like that, but I don't like my comedy with horror. So that kind of really drops it for me. But the nostalgia feeling I totally agree with. If it's on, I'm gonna watch it. Just because I give it a 6 doesn't mean it's a bad movie or anything. It's just with the other movies I watch. So yeah.
It's very easy to watch, but I'm in 100% agreement with Steve's score. I'll go 6 out of 10. It's not nostalgic for me. I do hate it when they mix horror and comedy. That being said, there are horror comedies that I like a lot. Um, Lost Boys was kind of a horror comedy. Um, you
I
know,
mean, isn't Nightmare on Elm Street kind of? I guess maybe the first one isn't so much.
no.
I guess after that, I mean, so in fairness, I guess after that one, it
Like
started
part
to get
3
more.
on, it got really bad.
Yeah, part two wasn't really either, but
Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
you actually introduced me to that movie and I liked it a lot. Uh, but this one, I don't know. I feel like 6 is a low score for it because it is an iconic movie.
We got to do both in this one.
Uh, but it's just not nostalgic for me. I wish I would have seen it when I was a kid because I probably would feel different about it. I'm still gonna give it a 6 out of 10, but I want to give it a higher score.
That's how I was.
Six, man. Wow, six. That's a D.
Yeah, I mean that's not
Whew.
failing, right?
Huh?
That's not like an F.
I mean, it's not. It's close. Close enough.
I'll go 6.5. That point 0.5 is for Mike's nostalgia.
Man.
Yeah, I gotta go 6. I gotta go 6. 6.5.
So I guess two sixes out of 10 get it around a seven.
Yes,
I
Yeah,
feel it's fair.
7.5.
yeah, I think
Yeah, a little bit above a seven.
Listen, I like the movie. It's a great, like Goonies and such. I like the movie and everything. It's just compare like all we really do on this is horror movies. So I put it in like a horror movie category.
Hmm?
That's why I'm like that with it. But,
you like this movie or
you
Goonies?
know, what's that?
You like this movie or Goonies better?
This movie. I like Monster Squad more than Goonies.
I'm more nostalgic for Goonies, but I'm kind of sick of it. Um, if both of them were on, I'm watching Monster Squad.
I relate to Monster Squad more than
Yeah,
Goonies.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would choose Monster Squad over Goonies. But they should have had Cyndi Lauper do a song for Monster Squad instead of Goonies. That would have made it awesome.
That's what did it.
Man,
But
this was actually really good. Mike, thank you so much for
it's been awesome in this one. Yes.
taking the lead on this. I thought this was going to be a 40-minute episode. Um,
It was longer than the movie.
yeah, I think we're at probably 2 hours and
Oh
20,
my
maybe
goodness.
2 hours 15, 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Even worse.
So, dude, I really appreciate you coming with the notes.
Yeah.
I love this is the whole reason we're doing this, I think. Like you love this
Yeah.
movie and
Yes.
it has made us watch it
Yeah.
and pay attention to it and we get to spend time together dissecting it
Yep.
and having these
That's what makes it worthwhile. And I like hearing other opinions about honestly. Um, and a view from somebody that has because there's going to be a lot of movies that we do that I've never seen, so I want to see it a different way as well.
Mhm.
Um, and that's always a an interesting dynamic, especially for a movie like this. Like I can't imagine. I don't know what I would feel about this if I saw it for the first time
Yeah.
at this age.
Yeah, it's weird. It's definitely weird.
I would still like it. Yeah.
But you wouldn't have the nostalgia tied to it. And nostalgia is huge.
No. Yeah. But it's still I think it's still a good movie. I think regardless, if somebody saw it today, like I mean, you just saw it recently, and it's still a good movie.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to disagree with that at all. No.
No, not at all.
And I realize that our childhoods were probably uh not normal, but this movie would be an excellent introduction into horror for a kid. My introduction was like Psycho and then
Yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street, like those type of movies, which
And
were
that's my thing too with it. I feel because I was horror was Halloween,
Mhm.
the Nightmare on Elm Street. It wasn't funny, like kiddie horror. And I
Yeah.
think a lot this is perfect for that. Like kids that are 7, 8, 9 years old watch this movie, work their way up. That's perfect.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Matt, 100% with that. This movie and Willie's.
I
I
never
don't know.
seen.
It's another one like this. It's not like a squat, but it's like a creep show almost, like shorts, but for kids.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Okay.
So that's our episode.
Yeah.
There's no one that's gonna watch this all the way through.
Nope.
But thank you, Mike. You did awesome.
1 to 2% makes it all the way through. So I think that's probably Sasquatch Phil. I think that's probably Zach and maybe Timmy. But
They didn't comment on Exorcist at all. I was pretty sad about that, but
They
that's
didn't
fine.
comment on it?
no.
No. The only comment was from you.
Oh, because I messed up. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Um,
I know Phil is on vacation, so he may not
No.
have gotten to watch it yet.
You should be watching on vacation. What?
I know, right? Come on.
Oh man.
I absolutely love that we are on Spotify now, and you can like this episode, you could play it. I'm driving to work, I could play it. It's a 15-minute drive to work, 20-minute drive. Pause it, drive home from work, and I don't know. For me, it's why we're doing it is for us anyway. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
when I'm going into work and I can hear us talking, it makes me feel like at least, I've got my crew, uh, and then I got to go deal with work stuff. It's very nice. I like it. And hopefully, like if somebody stumbles across it on Spotify, they can feel like they're in the room with us,
They have the same feeling. Yeah.
Like the
Like
Yeah.
Treehouse and Monster Squad.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like we're in a clubhouse. We're talking about the shit
We're in the clubhouse. Yeah.
we like to talk about.
Yes.
You put your headphones on while you're driving the ambulance. Just go on down the road.
That's going to be the next commercial I make. Uh, so I think our next episode, hopefully it's getting to be the end of summer. Fairs are happening. There's fun houses in fairs. Toby Hooper's very underrated the Fun House movie. I think it was 1980. Oh, yeah,
81.
81. So I'd like to do that next. So hopefully we can get that up and rolling.
All right. I'm going to take a back seat to that one because I don't know it. So
That's all right. Well, we'll
save
handle
my voice.
you carried us through this one and we appreciate you more
Yeah.
than you know. So thank you guys for
Appreciate you
watching and listening and
listening.
for listening, watching, Spotify, whatever. Um we'll
Everything.
we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.